Yeah, it's your boy DC. You listening to DisRace.
I fuck with Miami, but
DisRace, no hate, but no fear. Respect
First 48 is in Miami, so I ain't gonna fuck with.
And fear none, but fear hurricanes.
Yeah, you better.
I feel sorry. White people down in Florida, some of them refused to leave.
Black folks too.
Some of them went back to get the dog.
Well, you know they're gonna get that dog.
Hey man,
they leave the kids. They leave the kids there and take the dog with them.
A lot of them survived, but I think the death toll now is 109.
Yeah. Dang.
Boy, it's a mess too down there in Florida, boy. I think they may want to rethink Governor Dishonest. I call him Governor Dishonest. He had shipped all the Mexicans out. He may want to rethink that.
Yeah, I want to bring them back.
Bring them back.
Help us clean up, please.
If I was a Mexican, I would refuse.
Yeah, not coming back nowhere.
They ought to refuse to go down there and work.
Exactly. Like, hey, you sent me, I'm staying right here.
And they already, yesterday they were talking about bringing some Mexicans in there to help clean up.
Yeah.
Well, I heard if you got a truck or a trailer or whatever to help haul out, I think they said Florida they paying $1,000 a day plus your room and board and stuff.
Yeah, go down there.
If I had a truck with a trailer, I would go down there.
Yeah, well, I'm locking my gate because I got a truck and trailer. If it come up missing, I know who got it.
And you know where they at.
I wish the hell I would. You done shipped all the Mexicans out. Now you need them. The hypocrisy of the federal government bailing them out when all the while those people be talking about the welfare system and all of this.
Oh yeah, the whole state of Florida.
People that are in despair.
Yeah. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap.
Taxes.
Yeah.
But now they need some help. Look at God.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
What's wrong with you? Won't you pull yourself up by your your bootstraps? You're lazy.
Yeah.
Moms, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And now look at them. Y'all ain't got no boots.
I feel for.
You know what, and God forgive me, like, because, and for those who might disagree with me, but even in the Bible says sometimes your leader can get you in trouble. And so, not that I don't sympathize with the loss of life down in Florida, but you can sit there and say sometimes some stuff is brought onto you by what you say, and that's biblically on what your leader says. So all I'm saying is that was a lot. I myself have been in hurricane situations and stuff, but again, man.
What hurricane were you in?
Katrina, and then the one that came right after. I think it was Camellia.
And did you stay there?
Yeah, I was an idiot.
You stayed in both?
You hunkered down.
Hunkered down and never do it again. Taught me a lesson.
Well, you done did it twice. You said you were there for two of them, so you.
Well, the other one was kind of didn't. You kind of felt like it wasn't going to be as serious, and
that's what they all say.
Well,
was it first or was it after Katrina?
It was after Katrina.
You lived through Katrina and stayed at home through another hurricane?
Well, the other one I was promoted to a disaster relief manager, so I was part of a hurricane shelter, and so people who were escaping from New Orleans and stuff, I was running the shelters, and so by that time I had a hurricane. I was disaster relief manager, and then American Red Cross had made me like the regional disaster relief manager in Alabama that year, so I had to stay.
So you had to stay?
Yeah, I had to stay.
Okay, had to stay.
That's different.
That day I quit.
But that first one I was...
Yeah, I've been getting your checks, but something came up, man. Something came up. Now I'll be back, but I'm going to take this week off.
I'm going to cash this check.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this week off. I came to my senses. That's what I would say.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm going to retire.
To stay through a hurricane and then take tax dollars and bail them out, isn't it? Right. I mean, even, and I don't want to be harsh, but you got your house and you ain't got no insurance. I mean, all of these go fund these people, and then they talking about billing there again. That's like in Los Angeles, man. They be having the rain. They wash them people off them hills. And they go right back up there.
Right.
And do it again.
And we'll do it again.
And do it again. I don't see how insurance let them do it. I don't see how insurance pay them.
I just don't even understand, like you said, it's one thing to stay, but you even see video. One girl did a Michael Jackson reenactment of What About Us, and she was out there with the wind and stuff blowing between the two trees and doing a Michael Jackson reenactment and had it on TikTok about the Earth song What About Us. I mean, it really was. She really did the whole scene with her hair blowing and all that stuff, man. I'm like, what people would not do for likes and everything on TikTok. I was like, and she had the whole music playing of What About Us, and she was doing the whole Michael Jackson thing through that whole hurricane. So
she must not know what happened to Mike.
At least she know anything happened to Mike during the hurricane. So
we want to be like Mike, not that Mike.
Yeah. Like I said, I was like, this woman is crazy. And then some people.
I said that about people in Ukraine though. When they're in the bombs, though, you see them jogging, riding bicycles. Oh, your country under attack, man.
Yeah.
The hell you give a damn about losing 2 pounds?
They used to it, man. I guess after so many days, what you gonna do? You can't just stay cooped up all day.
The hell if I would?
You can leave.
You cannot. Eventually, if you see, okay, I can't just stay in one spot all day. It's not even in your mental. And I think, okay, bombs are gonna hit regardless.
I would stay in the house. I would send everybody else out.
But the bombs, if the bombs hit your place,
I'd be riding no bike,
if the bombs hit your place, there's nothing you can do anyway.
I know, but I take my chance in there. They can't see me.
I'm just saying, I think just by
saying,
nature.
Go ahead, just keep on living like ain't nothing happened, huh?
Ride the bike on the street.
I'm not saying they should, but I just think after a certain amount of time, look at us when the pandemic was happening and people literally fought to go back outside. We can't make a living. Y'all are killing us. And they went back outside.
Now, I don't see how they surviving over there because you can't be working.
They couldn't stay. I mean, they couldn't stay inside, and that's all we had to do was curve. All we had to do was to curve it, and we couldn't even do that. We were so spoiled.
I probably couldn't stay. I can't stay inside now, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's hard for people.
I wouldn't be outside jogging and shit.
I mean, what else you gonna do?
War is hell, but they just found out that the assassination that took place in Russia, up by Moscow, man, and they've been blaming it on some infighting amongst the Russians, but the Ukrainians or United States now is saying that the U.S. Intelligence Committee has said that it was the Ukrainians that actually killed that girl, and that they meant to kill her father, but on that particular day, her father and her switched cars.
What's the problem?
And they blew up the girl.
So
what's the problem?
So do you think now that's going to make the Russian retaliation even more swifter? The problem
is my daughter has asked to switch cars with me on occasion.
But you're not in war with nobody.
And you might do it more often now.
Nobody try to kill you under male persuasion.
You might do it a little bit more often.
I mean, all this fair and love and war, I hate to see the girl get
Yeah,
I really wish...
that's clever.
I mean, I don't know no better way to say it, but I wish they got the man that they intended to get.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's supposed to be a Putin's right hand.
Because if it would have happened to him, it would have been whatever. But being that it happened to the little girl. That's more. U.S. is instigators too, because it's the little girl, and it's really jacked up that it happened to that little girl. A young lady.
Well, she wasn't that little. She was 20-something.
Well, 20. Well, yeah, but it's still jacked up that it happened to her.
You remember when you was 20-something?
Do I remember? I'm only 21. What you talking about?
You saw she did that. You saw her do that. Like
she was working in my awnings.
She has some good memories at 21.
She was working in my awnings. I mean eyelashes.
Yeah, she has some good memories at 20s. Shoot, like that was a crazy question. I was getting in my 20s. Look at you, can't tell us nothing.
Yesterday.
But
I'm with you though. I feel bad.
But all the mothers and kids and babies that have died during the war
in
Ukraine because of this war from Russia through Putin, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel sorry about it. I mean, you get what you put out, you reap what you sow.
And that's
I disagree. I feel sorry for the Ukrainian children that died, and I feel sorry for that.
But you don't think Russia's now going amp it up a little bit more? They're already doing the draft.
No. They can't have it. They showed the Ukraine running them out of running Russia out of there. Putin even said himself.
I will say this.
Ukraine, they run them out of there.
What about a nuclear strike?
It's been 7, almost 8 months now. You are crazy if you think Ukraine is holding them Russians off by themselves.
Oh, no. It's money talks.
You're crazy.
Yeah, it's money talks.
And how Ukrainians could infiltrate and get all the way to Moscow,
Come on now.
You
I
had
would
help
be more likely to believe.
that we did it.
And I know
In some form or
if
fashion.
the FBI is listening, I'm just joking. But I would be more likely to believe that the United States sent somebody to Moscow to kill that man, and they messed up and killed the guy.
And they
That
used
girl.
they blame on Ukraine.
And now
because it was
Ukraine
the
got to
girl.
take the
blame
charge.
Because it was the girl.
But if you think Ukraine is holding off Russia by themselves,
No.
you're
You're
crazy.
crazy.
Be out
Well, you know
I mean,
that
they
when
already said
even-
we're giving
when
them
they even
billions of
showed-
dollars.
Billions.
You know
Come
that when
on.
they even showed supposed to be volunteer,
you know of.
United
Not
States,
even the-
ex-
More than
retired
billions of
veterans
dollars.
going over there to fight.
No, I ain't.
And we ain't even talking
I
about
ain't
the
buying that.
few civilians that's going on there.
I'm pretty sure we got some stealth fighters undetected that have hit some of their
Yeah.
targets that them helped out, but it's just, make sure the news don't cover it. Pretty sure we done shot some offshore missiles over there.
It's done more than that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about we in there. There is no way
Right.
Ukraine could be holding off Russia for
Right.
7 months
Yeah.
without help.
Couple about transported
Oh, yeah, for
weapons
sure.
over there.
For sure.
They had a ground support. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just
that's
making
right.
sure that we don't get any film
I know
of
you
it.
ex-military and you believe in America and all of that. America can do no wrong.
I didn't say that. I
You
just said what we do.
bullhead, y'all ex-military, y'all think, because y'all been brainwashed, man. That military, they brainwash y'all in there, man.
I ain't gonna say brainwashed, but it feels good to be one of the most powerful militaries in the nation.
See what I'm talking about?
See, there you go.
See what I'm talking about?
You braced up on that boy. He shrugged them shoulders
See what I'm
back.
talking about?
It's the truth.
That's
You
that
stood straight up,
brainwashing.
boy. You was like, it
That's that
feel good.
brainwashing they do. to
Is it
you.
not true
What?
that we are one of the most powerful?
Oh, I'm glad you put that
One
one
of.
in there. Yeah, I'm glad you
One
put that
of.
one of.
One of how many?
Maybe two. Us in China.
We one of the most powerful, but we
Yeah,
can't
if not
stop
the-
Russia from invading Ukraine.
Hey, that ain't none of our
I think North
business.
Korea's power.
Ain't our business.
Ain't
We
our
over
business.
there.
We do what we want to do when we want to do it, and you know it.
I'm telling you, you
The
brainwashed.
U.S. is.
So you don't think America does military-wise what they want to do when they want to do it?
We are brainwashed, man.
It's not
All of it is
brainwashing. It's facts.
brainwashing.
It's
The
facts.
Cold War, America happened to win the Cold War. You know how they won the Cold War? With that bullshit, we went to the moon.
Well,
That's what that was about.
That's China. I mean, not China. That's Russians' fault for believing it and wasting all their money.
It's not your fault
And
as an
wasting-
American for believing.
It's
Man,
Russia's
floating
fault
around
for-
out there. Everybody floating around, ain't no gravity, but the rock's sitting on the moon.
I didn't write
How come the
one-
damn rock ain't floating?
I didn't write
See,
one
float.
check for Russia for the rockets, fuel, and none of that. Russia spent that money that they probably didn't have in trying to keep up with America, thinking America went to the moon. That's what happened. I just say, hey, you know what? They didn't really go.
I'm talking about the Americans that believe in it.
Yeah, but still though, you saying the Cold War ended because we won the Cold War because Russia.
We were trying to prove we were more advanced than the Russians. It's been 60-something years. You think if we
It
went
worked.
to the moon, you think if we put a man on the moon,
It worked.
you think we wouldn't have been back
It worked.
in 60-something years?
The proof is now with them trying to go to
It
the moon
worked.
now.
You think the Chinese wouldn't have figured out how to go?
Yeah.
It
See, that's-
worked.
60-something years, if we really went, the Chinese, they go to school year round. These kids here, these dumbass kids go to school about 2-3 months.
With breaks in between.
Right.
With breaks.
But they showing that now with us trying to go to the moon now. They act like you could tell it's new. You could tell they've never been because they trying to find armor for the shuttle so that the shuttle can handle the entrance to the moon and all
Man, if you
that
just
stuff.
look at them pictures, when they land on the moon, you can see the curvature of the moon in the background.
Right.
Where on Earth, even though the moon not quite as big as Earth, where can you land out here and see the curvature of the planet? Is you crazy? I used to have a pilot license. You know how many thousands of feet you got to be up in the air before you can see the curvature of the air? Hell, you can't. This place in Stone Mountain, you couldn't see. You couldn't see the curvature of the hill.
Right.
Again.
Dude.
Hey,
You nervous?
Oh yeah, I believe
no
that.
Damn moon.
I believe that.
247,000 miles.
I believe that
Again,
now.
though.
And
Sure,
back.
yeah. I believe that more now.
That's
than ever.
500,000 miles.
Again, though.
And they always land on the dark side in all the pictures. Now the moon is light on one side,
Right.
always.
Right.
Dark on the other side, because as the moon circles,
Right.
it rotates. So the dark side is always dark.
So what made
Now
Russia
why
write the
the hell
checks?
you go to the dark side?
What made Russia write that? What made Russia write all those checks and trying to keep up then?
They believed it.
Exactly. So all I'm
Same
saying
reason
is,
you went to the Army. You believe everything America
Air Force,
tell you.
do not get it wrong.
Same thing.
No.
Army, Air Force, boy, start with an A.
Bougie.
No,
Army, Air Force,
no knock against those
Bougie.
Army guys, but we all know where the
Bougie.
technology.
Well, don't be knocking on them because my son in the
brains
Army,
are.
so
I'm not knocking them, but we
leave-
know
leave
where
that alone.
we know where these things are won, and that's what technology.
Actually, you gotta be pretty much more of a man, in my opinion, being in the Army than the Air Force.
Especially the Marines.
Hey, that's y'all opinion, but Air
Did
Force,
Did
we
you
don't.
fly? Did you fly?
Nah,
What
air
you-
to ground.
What did you do?
Communications, air to ground,
Oh,
A-line.
man, you ain't do shit.
You on the phone.
You was on the phone, man. You was on, they coming.
He was on the phone.
what I said,
Y'all know who I
bougie.
Roman, they coming. They coming, Roman.
You cannot win without communications.
Connection.
You can't win anything without communications. Yo, wow.
Oh my
They
God.
coming. I meant to talk about when we talking about sports, but before we get out of here, did you hear about the football players in California? The high school football players had the mock auction. They were auctioning the black players off.
I ain't hear about that.
What in the world possessed them to even try to get into
my
that mode and
gosh.
think it was a joke? And then put it on TikTok and television.
Somebody not thinking.
Well,
I mean, did they get a chance to watch an episode of Roots or something? Did they watch? Did they mess around and watch the Woman King
They're
or
not
something?
thinking. They're
you're
not
gonna be
thinking.
shocked, boy.
Man.
So they suspended the whole high school football season. For
Yep, sure did.
Look, man, as a former athlete to whatever extent, among your teammates, that kind of shit goes on all the time. Athletes are generally just silly, man.
Yeah.
So I think it was bad for them to cancel the whole football season. I mean, some of the things that I have said to white boys I played with, that white boys have said to me in the locker room, man, you would not, it would be a march if that shit ever got out.
Well, that's
but
true.
when you teammates
Agree
with
to it.
different guys, y'all silly.
Yeah.
Y'all in there, y'all do that kind of, man, we did all kind of crazy. We played all kind of tricks on each other.
Oh yeah.
So for them to blow that up and make it like it's
Out of
some big
proportion.
serious matter, the black guys that were there were participating.
Right, they were
It was
volunteering.
a damn locker room joke, man.
It was-
I've been in locker room where guys, you be naked in the shower and they take wet towel and
Just
all of them
tear
come
your
in and
ass
tear your
up.
ass up.
I guarantee you,
I
somebody
mean-
in administration that just either got a child on the team or maybe an opposing team that's higher up in that administration that said, okay, that's the way to get them. I guarantee you, it's a team that probably had a lot of potential. Cause
I mean, I'm going against all the black
And I'm
folks
just
not
thinking
talking about how
administration.
horrible it was. I mean,
Yeah, it's just some kind of administration, somebody that said, okay, how can we get them and make it seem deemable to where we can take their season away and we don't have to play these guys? Tell me, man. It happens in high school football.
So you think this is all a ploy so they wouldn't play
Man,
season?
when it comes to high school football, and I know for a fact in the state of Alabama, it was one high school that's over in Alabama that built another high school because their kids wasn't getting enough playing time at that high school because that high school didn't need them, was so powerful. So we gonna make another rival high school and just to compete with them so our kids can play and put money into that.
I mean, I see that, but I think with this situation, I just think that they took it out of proportion.
that's what I
I'm saying.
think.
That's what I'm
JJ.
saying. And somebody in administration, like, okay, we were gonna play them further down the road. Now we got a reasonable excuse to where we can cut the whole season, and it gives our team a better chance of winning the title. I guarantee that somebody in that administration or on a school board somewhere,
And
that
by
pushed it.
cutting the season out, you penalizing the black boys too, you know. They
Yeah.
can't play either. now.
can't play.
Right.
That hurts somebody's scholarship.
gonna
Somebody's
say
season
that
is over with.
scholarship, yep.
Recruiting, everything.
I feel hella bad for the seniors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, we do that a lot of time, holler wolf, when it ain't no major issue. I mean, some things, man,
Because they didn't get
just
sold.
get
I'm
taken
sure they
out
all
of
will.
racial context.
Yeah.
That's like the DA here in Atlanta. I'm gonna get complaints about this. The DA here in Atlanta trying to lock Young Thug up in there. Okay, if you got him on RICO and conspiracy and all that, but part of your evidence is the records he made.
Right.
The man rapped about killing somebody, so you gonna lock the man up?
Right.
Talking about that's part of your
If that's
evidence.
the case, you
But
can
what
look at
about
all the rappers.
what about I shot the sheriff?
Yeah.
Right.
You remember that
You
song?
leave him alone.
I shot the
They
sheriff.
passing a law. They're passing a law in
Bob
California now that's saying that you can't use their rap against. It's in California or Florida. You can't use the rap against them. You can't.
It's
do
freedom of speech.
I don't think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's freedom
Yeah,
of speech. You can say what you
every
want.
comedian I know be
California
locked up.
or Florida, they're
Except
passing
me.
a law that you cannot use
Hold
the
it
rap against
them. Yeah. You should
against
be able.
them.
That's freedom
Yeah,
of
because
speech.
some of it is these days they're not making it up, but some of it
Bump
is.
the police
A lot
coming
of
straight
that
from the
stuff.
Yeah,
underground.
some of it is.
Yeah.
Those got it bad because I'm brown.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Ice Cube said kill the police.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lock up. You
They
can't.
had cop killer by Ice-T. Here's a whole bunch of stuff out
I
there.
think a whole lot of tax money, a whole lot of attention is given where it ain't. I just read the other day that FBI was following Aretha Franklin 50 years. What the hell they investigating? Chicken?
Aretha, forget me.
That's all she do is eating that chicken.
Cause you know they said
She love
Aretha
fried
was like,
chicken.
"Give me my money in my bag." She
Yeah,
was
she
OG
was,
with her. She's like, "Give me my money in my bag," and we
She was
good.
for the
She's
black
like,
people though. She was like one of
Yeah.
the radical people. Aretha Franklin was. So that's why the FBI started following her. She was.
You know, anytime you got a
She
influencer
was
like
radical.
that, that's bringing awareness to the people and having them awake, they are gonna.
And I bet you they ain't following Kanye.
I was gonna say they need to get on their job and
I
follow
bet you they ain't
Kanye.
following Kanye.
But for
West.
what?
Why would
Kanye
they
got
follow
people
him?
wearing
He's not a threat to
slave
them.
clothes.
They only follow people they feel there's a threat to them. He's not a threat to
Yeah,
them.
it's not.
So I
He's not
put
putting
on,
them at
can
all.
I say this, Brittany? On Instagram, I put a picture of him in them white shirts. I put Ku Klux Klan yay. Them some bitch called us in what, with it, 5 minutes? If you don't get that shit.
Oh my
They take it
God.
down in 5 minutes, bro.
What, on
5
Instagram?
minutes, huh?
On Instagram, they said
Yeah, I
Ku
said
Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan yay.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
It was good for 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
So I ain't mad with you. I'm Team Pete Davidson. Hell, I don't give a shit.
Rock on, Pete.
Kanye West, rest in peace. You listening to DC Curry. I'm DC Curry.
I'm Mook Man.
I am Brian Harper.
I'm Sister JJ, only female
New
in the
addition to
crew.
the team, Sister JJ, the producer. Good to see you, Gary. We'll
Thank
holler.
you for having me.
Cucumber wafers, like probiotic Cheetos, all natural Funyuns, toffee. I'm like, even Dollar Tree passed on this bullshit. I was dating a black woman. She had an afro, and she wouldn't let me put my fingers through her hair, which I didn't even realize that's a white privilege I take for granted, like mountain biking. So I bought like a hair pick so I could caress her the way that I wanted. Yeah, we don't go together anymore. I cooked for her one time. She was like, not enough seasoning.